Hi there, Tracy Hugelmeyer here from Vintagepreneur University. Today we are going to talk about conversion rates. So what are they? How do you figure them out? And what does that information mean? What can you do with it to help you and give you some insight into how to move forward with your Etsy vintage shop? All right, so how do you figure out your conversion rate for your Etsy vintage shop? You're going to take your orders divided by your visits and times that by 100. So if in any given time you have 20 orders and 805 visits, you're going to take 20 divided by 805 times 100 and you would have a 2.48% conversion rate. So you might be wondering how to figure that out in your own Etsy shop. You want to go ahead and take a look at your dashboard, and what you're looking at right now is how the dashboard looks in your phone view. So once you find your dashboard, you're going to see your orders and also your visits. So you just take that number, your orders, and divide it by your visits and times it by the 100, and you'll have your conversion rate. Now I do recommend not looking at less than 30 days when you are looking at your conversion rate. Ideally, you want to look back even further than that because you're trying to find an average of your conversion rate and not just the conversion rate for a very small period in time. You might want to look back to the beginning of the year, for example, or the entire last year, and that might give you a more accurate picture of where you're at as far as your conversion. All right, so now that you have your conversion rate, well, what does that mean? You do want to try to strive for a conversion rate of at least 2%. An average conversion rate for any online shop is about 2 to 3%. But don't forget to take into account any external factors that could contribute to a lower conversion rate. For example, if you're sending a lot of people to your shop who aren't really interested in buying. One example of this might be if you are playing like-for-like games. If you're sending a lot of people to your shop just so that you can get likes, it actually could be hurting your conversion rate because the people that you're sending there aren't actually interested in buying your products. Okay, so once you know your conversion rate and you've taken into consideration all the factors that could be contributing to it, then you're going to want to use that number to give you some insight on how to move forward. If your conversion rate is lower than where you want it to be, so if it's lower than the 2%, then you want to focus your efforts more on things that you can do to improve your conversion rate rather than just sending more people to your shop, because what a lower conversion rate is telling you is that in most cases is that when somebody visits your shop, there's not enough there to convince them to buy, and that is where you want to focus your efforts. So instead of maybe at this point working on your SEO and getting more people to your shop, that's your search engine optimization, you're going to look at your shop and what you can do to improve your conversion rate. For example, you're going to look at your sales copy and your descriptions. Maybe they're not convincing enough or they're lacking information. Or maybe your policies aren't appealing and they're scaring your customers off that might otherwise buy. So those are people that maybe clicked and then didn't buy, and that is what hurts your conversion rate. Another example could be if you have some really bad reviews or something else that's telling your potential buyers that they might not want to take the risk to buy from you. Or maybe it's something else altogether. Those are just some ideas to kind of get you thinking. And if you want to work on your conversion rate, one way you can do that is to take my training, 5 Key Steps to Having a Profitable Vintage Business on Etsy. It really concentrates on your things like your branding and your copy for your item descriptions, all the things that can really help increase your sales. It's completely free. I'll link it in the comments below for you. And if you like this video, make sure to follow me. Thanks and see you next time.